It's the day after the election, and these are anxious times. We wait for results to come in, and regardless of what the results are, some are going to be disappointed and upset. So, what do we do with our feelings? How do we respond during this time? Well, everyone responds differently, of course, but I find it helpful to remember that my identity isn't primarily as a Republican or a Democrat, but my identity is found in Christ. And Paul, writing from prison, writing to the Ephesians in chapter 4, writes, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beg you to lead a life worthy of the calling to which you've been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another, making every effort to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Paul had every reason to be upset in prison. He had every reason to be anxious. He had every reason to be filled with animosity towards those who put him there. And yet, he writes, lead a life worthy of the calling to which you've been called, with humility and gentleness and patience, bearing with one another. For Paul, the ability to do that came from being grounded clearly in his sense of one called by Jesus, whose primary focus in life was in Jesus. I pray that in these days you may also find comfort, rest, and some peace in your identity in Christ.